Welcome back Australia, New Zealand, Fiji and Mauritius. Please subscribe this channel for these areas' weather and cyclone forecast. Thanks. First we look at Tropical Cyclone CHIDO. CHIDO is located 1,120 kilometers north-northeast of Port Louis, Mauritius, and has tracked west-northwestward at 17 kilometers per hour, 9 knots, over the past 6 hours. Maximum significant wave height is 5.5 meters, 18 feet. CHIDO is forecast to continue tracking westward along the northern edge of the subtropical ridge over the next 2 days. After 2 days, the ridge to the south builds and the system begins to track more west-southwestward along the northeastern edge of the ridge. The west-southwestward track will then continue through the remainder of the forecast period. Just after 3 days, CHIDO is forecast to skirt along the northern tip of Madagascar as it enters the Mozambique Channel and approaches the coast of Mozambique in around 5 days. Regarding intensity, CHIDO is forecast to continue intensifying over the next 2 days as it becomes vertically aligned. Recent model guidance has depicted a quicker onset of this alignment, allowing for a higher peak intensity. After 2 days, the environment will begin to worsen as easterly wind shear increases. This will cause CHIDO to start a weakening trend which will persist throughout the remainder of the forecast period. Additionally, as the system tracks across the northern tip of Madagascar, terrain interaction will aid in the weakening of the vortex. As a result, CHIDO is forecast to drop to around 65 km per hour, 35 knots, at 5 days, just off the coast of northern Mozambique. For Australia, tropical low 02U well offshore of the Pilbara coast, a low risk of developing. Tropical low 02U is a broad system and lies along a trough north of the Pilbara. The low is expected to move to the west-southwest, roughly parallel to the Pilbara coast, and remain well offshore. There is a low risk for a period overnight and continuing into Wednesday where 02U may develop into a tropical cyclone, but no impacts to coastal communities are expected. The tropical cyclone risk reduces to very low from Thursday, when the environment becomes unfavorable and the system will weaken. Tropical low 04U. Tropical low 04U weakening. Tropical low 04U is to the northeast of the Cocos, Keeling Islands. It is expected to be moved further east and dissipate in the next day or two. The likelihood of enhanced shower and storm activity at Cocos, Keeling Islands will decrease as 04U moves away. There is now a very low likelihood of 04U developing into a tropical cyclone, and there will be no further issues of the 7-day forecast for this tropical low. Tropical low 05U. A tropical low 05U may form north of the Kimberley and move southwest near WA coast later this week. Moderate TC risk this weekend. A tropical low 05U has a chance to form in the Timor Sea during the week and move southwest. At this stage there is considerable variation in possible outcomes. The risk of a tropical cyclone forming is rated as low from Wednesday to Friday, increasing to moderate over the weekend. People in Kimberley and Pilbara coastal communities should stay up to date with the latest forecasts. Tropical low 06U, potential tropical low in the eastern Arafura Sea next week. A trough in the Timor Sea is expected to extend east across the Arafura Sea later in the week. Early next week a tropical low may form in the trough over the eastern Arafura Sea.